Iran displays its missiles, armed missile warheads, preparing to be launched against Israel. He also refuses to attend negotiations to sign a peace agreement in Islamabad, Pakistan. And today as well, the president of Argentina, Javier Milei, is right now in Israel. The regime continues to mock the entire world. And Netanyahu warns, in the next 2 days, things are going to happen. Donald Trump says it clearly. If they don't sign, everything will blow up. We're going to destroy them. Family, your likes, your comments. Let's get started. Good afternoon, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. Welcome. What a day. The final 24 hours before we find out if we're going to have a full-scale war with Iran. We're here now, family. We're here now. Oh my, well, what a day, what a story this is turning out to be. Watch what's happening in Syria. Pay attention to what's happening over there. They found rockets that were being prepared by a Hezbollah cell to launch them against Israel. We'll look at this later. But on top of that, oh my goodness. Donald Trump told American television, Iran won't sign, they're going to completely destroy them. Javier Milei arriving for an embrace with Bibi, a fraternal hug, and pay attention to the statements Bibi made, what he told us. And I'll just give you a preview of what's coming. Missiles, lots of missiles. Journalists on Arak Island enforcing the blockade against all the ships. This is absolute madness. Turkey as well. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is concerned about the alliance between the United States and Israel, but especially about the alliance between Israel, Greece, and Cyprus. Things are happening besides shootings in the United States of America and something unsettling.
This is doorbell, break. Message of 12 groups follows. Uniform, Kilo, Oscar.
What we're hearing in the background right now, Los America, the encrypted radio message from the Doomsday planes, the United States of America's Doomsday aircraft. Last night, they sent a hidden code to all units worldwide.
Tango, India, Yankee, Golf, India.
Oh my God. We'll have to investigate. We'll have to look into this. We'll have to find out what the hell is going on and what's going to happen in the next few hours, which is no small thing. Family, your likes and comments are super important. We're being censored. I'm serious. Really complicated things are happening with the channel. Right now, we're under attack. Every day, there are a number of bots and people who hate this channel who are actively reporting it. I'm asking for your help. If this continues, the channel could disappear, and it could be pretty serious. So I hope that doesn't happen, that it doesn't occur, and that we can continue with our work. The video we're about to watch is incredible. Thank you. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Video recovered by the Israeli Defense Forces. A young man, I think he's underage. We see a camera. We see some lights, an assault rifle. The boy is sitting. They dress him in a uniform. They put a red bandana on him. What is all this? What are we watching right now? It's a video that the IDF recovered in Lebanon. showing Hezbollah's preparations for martyrdom operations. Boys, children who are pushed into martyrdom, sacrificing themselves in a battle they can't win. There they are. The images are nightmarish. What's going on? What about the United Nations? Where is the protection for minors? And what are you realizing? A whole spectacle to glorify death and power in a macabre celebration in a world that doesn't want to realize what's happening right now. Terrible. It's very terrible. Es horrible. ¿Qué es lo que tienen en la cabeza? ¿Qué es lo que ocurre? ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Well, be careful, because there's a terrorist attack in the United Kingdom. The new group associated with Hezbollah, which operates in Europe, has been carrying out terrorist attacks for a whole week. And now it has targeted a synagogue in Kenton, United Kingdom. Attack on a synagogue in the United Kingdom. They did it the other day with an alleged chemical or nuclear attack in a park. The police were deployed in the park. They didn't find any traces of any kind of chemical substance or any nuclear substance. The video they published as propaganda, with some drones flying over the park intending to attack the Israeli embassy, was just that, a propaganda act. Although the risk is there, it's clear that this group is extremely radicalized and also has intent to carry out attacks. Look, they're capable of entering a synagogue facility to set it on fire and attack it. So, they have little or no sense of risk. They are determined and willing to die for what they believe in, which makes them even more dangerous. Policía. The UK police specialist units were deployed. In this case, the police. The Metropolitan Police specialized in this type of incident because there was a real threat of a possible bacteriological, chemical, or nuclear attack in central London. Today, we see images of this group, which has already done this in Berlin and did the same the other day in another country. So they have branches all over Europe, or at least it's a group that is organized across Europe, financed by Iran, obviously, because that's how it's recognized. They are committing attacks against the Jewish community in the United Kingdom. This is dangerous. Very dangerous. Javier Milei was there today and is now in Israel. Very emotional images of Milei at the wall. Milei is very moved. Milei who has touched the wall. What did he ask God for? And he's emotional, like everyone else. What did he ask for? Like everyone who's had the chance to rest their head on that wall, to talk to our Creator, even though for many it's just a stone. Very emotional moments for Milei, for the people of Israel, because he is a great ally. Milei is an ally who is fighting against all odds to move Argentina forward and be on the right side of history. Bibi.
You know what that means? It means friend.
Yes, a good friend. Yes.
Yeah?
My dear friend.
And thank you for the kind words.
My friend,
You shall hear what I have to say about you.
thank you for coming. And we close my office. Y Didi. Look at the great atmosphere, the great rapport between Javier and Didi. Didi.
And action.
That's great. That's great. Let's see what May says.
Calm down, please. Sit down, please. This is for you.
They say, what does Vivi say about Milei? She says,
Greetings, my friend. Solution.
amiga,
Free people all over.
He says the free world should greet you.
He says, I greet you, my friend. Like, you should greet you. In un momento de great challenge and great consequence.
He says we are in a moment of great challenges and great consequences.
We have been engaged with the United States
We stand with the United States of America
in a battle against great tyranny of Iran,
in a war with the tyranny of Iran.
Estados Unidos, that is,
The world seeks our destruction and seeks to bring the United States and wants to destroy us, wants to destroy the United States.
bring down Western civilization.
They want to bring down Western civilization.
Causes. We have achieved enormous things.
Hemos conseguido enormes cosas
Over here any moment.
Pay attention to this. Netanyahu's last 5 seconds.
To bring us
At any moment, new events or developments may occur. And look at his face.
podría
At any moment,
traer nuevos,
it can provide us
new.
nuevos development. And look how he smiles.
We're in a moment of
And look how Bibi smiles. And we already know that smile.
Javier Milei has that quality.
Every time he visits, Javier Milei has the quality that every time he visits Israel.
It's just before something very big happens.
Something big happens after him. Big things happen after his visit. Exactly after his visit, they happen.
I don't know.
He says, I don't know.
No, I didn't tell him last time.
I didn't tell him last time.
I did not tell him last time.
I didn't tell him last time.
I give you my word.
I give you my word, I didn't.
And I don't know what I can tell him now because
And I don't know what I can tell them now.
who knows?
Because who knows what will happen tomorrow
Or the day after tomorrow will bring.
or the day after tomorrow. 2 days. Bibi Netanyahu saying, mañana. I'm unsure about what will happen tomorrow or the next day. What's going to happen tomorrow? Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, Bibi. Give us the news, but at 8 in the morning. Half an hour earlier this time. Let the day begin early at the break of dawn. What's going to happen? Bibi knows that Iran is not going to sign. Netanyahu knows that Iran can't sign the agreement that Donald Trump is going to ask for. The United States knows it. That's why Iran doesn't want to go. They don't want to go to this. Donald J. Trump. Iran decided to fire yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Many of the shots were aimed at a French ship and a UK freighter. That wasn't right, was it? My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They'll be there tomorrow night to negotiate. Iran recently announced that it would close the Strait, which is strange, because our blockade already closed it. They're helping us without knowing it. And they're the ones losing $500 million a day with the passage closed. The United States isn't losing anything. In fact, many ships are heading right now to the United States, to Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load, courtesy of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. always wanting to be the tough guy, we're offering a very fair and reasonable deal. And I hope they accept it, because if they don't, if Iran doesn't accept the deal, United States to destroy each and every power plant and every single bridge in Iran. It's over, Mr. Nice Guy. They will fall quickly. They will fall easily if they don't accept the deal. It will be an honor for me to do what needs to be done, what other presidents should have done or should have done with Iran over the past 47 years. It's time to end the killing machine, to go to President Donald J. Trump. Suscríbete. We are live, the same family. Your likes, your comments. Oh my, well, subscribe. How do you put this on? You put it on. You put it on for 24 hours. ...24 horas for this to explode. Subscribe, you're watching a journalist. Here reporting that Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz, that the ships behind him have to pay if they want to pass, and if not, they will be sunk. They have half the planet held hostage, and the world remains silent. It's still tracking the ship.
Give my honor to be.
Thank you. How far must the boats be from the beach? They're within a stone's throw. They could be hit with mortars, rockets, an anti-tank missile. They could be hit with whatever they want. From that island they set up over there, and which maybe in 24 hours will stop being an island and become an atoll. If you don't know what an atoll is, look it up to see how it's laid out. Should the journalists leave the island before it's too late? What is the situation right now? While we're talking at this very moment about the maritime issue, how is it? How are we? Let's look at it here live. Military strategies, super important, as I said. Folks, where are those likes? Right now, there are 18,000 of us starting the day, as they say this Sunday, blessed Sunday, and we're watching, well, a little bit. What's the situation? There's talk that J.D. Vance might go to Islamabad again. Trump has said no, but then there are reports that they've said yes. Well, we don't know exactly who they're going to send. We think Witkoff, Kushner again. But Iran has said they're not going to go. Iran has said that as long as the money isn't unfrozen, and it hasn't been unfrozen, as long as the Strait of Hormuz isn't unblocked by the US, if the Strait is opened for Iranian ships and the money that the US has frozen from Iran is returned, and they're not going to send anyone. I think that in this situation, in this scenario that we're seeing right now, it would be advisable for the United States of America to carry out a very strong operation to put a stop to it. Of course, the guard, but be careful. Let's not get confused. In recent weeks, Iran has prepared itself. And now you're going to see it in a video. But before that, let's take a look at this. Marine trade. Marine traffic provides us with these images that catch our attention. Even though you see this cargo ship here, it's an Iranian ship, so we already know this one doesn't count. Rich Starwick is loaded with Iranian oil. Seaway is also carrying Iranian oil, which means we already know they're not going to get out of there because the United States won't let them. They're anchored at the entrance to the Strait of Hormuz, What about the rest of the ships? What happened? What occurred? Well, we have some ships here flying the flag of Pakistan, oil tankers, different vessels that are just circling around. Sanmar Herald is around here, the ship that was hit the other day, yesterday, in that tremendous attack. I don't know if you remember, if you've seen it, or if you've had the chance to hear about it. Hearing that ship's captain beg for his life was terrible.
Navy, motor tanker, Sanmar Herald, Depa Navy. You gave me clearance to go. Navy, Depa Navy, this is motor tanker, Sanmar Herald. You gave me clearance to go. My name is second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
It's terrible. My name is on the list. You have given me authorization to go. You are shooting at me. Let me turn back. They didn't let him. That is to say, the captain of this ship had to maneuver that gigantic vessel in shallow waters, risking running aground and causing a naval accident of catastrophic proportions with the Sanmar Herald. And right now, the captain must be feeling anxious and the whole crew must be in a bad state after being attacked by Iran. It's incomprehensible, but unfortunately, that's how it is. There's a passenger ship, a cruise ship, the Aroya, and it's in that area as well. These are the cruise ships that got stuck back around February 28th during the conflict, and they couldn't leave from there anymore. They couldn't leave the area of the United Arab Emirates, which receives a lot of cruise tourists, and they've ended up stuck there. However, two of them, or at least three, are actually there because one of them turned off its eyes after being attacked by Iran. The Celestial and the main Strait 5 and the Strait 4, which are also around there, or are in that area. They managed to get through just minutes before the MSC Euribia also arrived or is now heading to a port in Oman. They managed to break through the blockade. They managed to get out of this situation, the Celestial Discovery as well. They got away. These four cruise ships barely managed to get away. Iran fired missiles, well, rockets from launchers. There were multiple launchers. They fired some, and these landed right on or near the ships in this area we're looking at here. They, needing less draft with the oil tanker, made the passage farther from Iran in the area farthest from Iran. Even so, Iran detected them, launched those rockets to try to hit a ship or a civilian cruise liner. Civilian ship, not an oil tanker. It's obvious. And it's clear that there were no passengers on board. They were empty. They were simply moving the fleet from one place to another to get out of the conflict zone, the danger zone. How are things in Iran? The situation is very bad. Now we have a female unit of black ghosts who paint their drones pink. We have a unit of women dressed as ghosts who paint their drones pink. How romantic, how beautiful. Galibab says he's prepared to die to sacrifice his life for the well-being of his people. He wants to become a Larijani, a hero, a Khamenei. He knows he's going to die. And he wants to do it in a big way. This fanatic former commander of the Revolutionary Guard, is the guy who's telling the United States that there will be no negotiations as long as there's a blockade, as long as the agreement doesn't include Hezbollah, and as long as Iran's economic funds aren't released. We've already reached the point of no return. Jerry Baines, second trip to Pakistan in less than 10 days. There is a risk to his safety. They are concerned about safety at this moment. Iran is holding the line on key demands, insisting that Hezbollah must be part of any agreement. Very well. Very well. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Iran realizes negotiations are pointless because it knows the United States will attack alongside Israel. What they've done is a tactical stop to bring in ammunition. That ammunition is already there. The ships are already loaded. The ships are already in position. Donald Trump has said that he doesn't want to invade Khan Island because it would be like putting Americans out as sitting ducks to be shot at. And he wants to avoid this by all means. Although he would be willing, if the time comes, to do it if necessary. The latest satellite images of Khan Island, they don't show any loading activity at the loading terminal, which is the one we see here. And this one we see here doesn't show any ship loading, no tanker loading fuel. So it's very likely, very possible. And if we look at the marine radar, this one we see here, gracias. It's very likely, very possible that we're facing, cierto, a situation with only one tanker that's been in the area for a long time. Carne. Tattoo, could Donald J. Trump launch the assault against Trump? Meat. An assault is possible. What will happen next is that they'll be hit with drones and missiles from all sides. And of course, there's no way out of here. This is an island. There are no bunkers here, no infrastructure prepared to withstand missiles from Iran, ballistic missiles. It's likely that there is some hidden bunker down here, very likely. The island's air defenses are gone, like the anti-aircraft gun over there. The missiles are also destroyed. Everything is destroyed. The bunkers in this area are all destroyed. But of course, taking the island is easy, keeping it is the hard part. And Donald Trump wants to avoid that. Also, there's another paradox here. There are civilians on the island who would have to be put under control or in an isolation zone so they don't go to the area of interest for the United States, which is the refinery, this one here. Plus the personnel you have to bring in so they keep working and the refinery keeps running. And so on. It's clear that the moment the United States launches an assault, Iran will consider this a target. They can destroy it at will. If they destroy it, well, they lose 35 million barrels of oil. What happens? They lose the strategic oil reserve completely, but it doesn't go to the United States either. La escuela under normal conditions in Venezuela, the school. They would shoot at their own refinery. But we are talking about Iran, a fanatical, radicalized terrorist group capable of attacking anything, even its own people, and killing 45,000 people. So yes, they could do it. I would be more inclined to go with the United States option in this area. A massive attack on Larak Island. There is no significant civilian population on this island. What there is the presence of Revolutionary Guard groups who are holed up in bunkers
hiding in caves, out of sight. Here we can see the entrances to those underground facilities. Here is one of them. Here we can see the port of the Revolutionary Guard. From here, those small boats set out to harass the ships. We can also see that all these houses are related to this matter. It's an issue that could be quickly resolved with a strike by strategic B-52 bombers or effective aircraft. F-15s bombing with heavy munitions. These are the Revolutionary Guard's patrol boats. This is an old satellite image, but they're out there all day patrolling to protect their coasts. That kind of infrastructure would also have to be destroyed. It's an island that, even if the United States wanted to assault it, they could. The problem is that it's too close to Cairns. Cairns is a much bigger island. This one we see here. Here, there is already a permanent civilian presence. It's a slightly more complicated objective, but I insist the island can be attacked again. The infrastructure they have here can be destroyed, but this particular island is special. It's full of tunnels, natural tunnels that Iran later improved, further developing the infrastructure so it could hide missile launchers and fire missiles. That's why Kes Island is a problem. And Hormuz Island, the one we see here, which is a militarized island with a radar right at the top, that will be or should already be destroyed. But it already gives us a bit of an idea about the layout of the island. We are seeing different places, different sites of interest throughout this whole story. We see how the roads are laid out. We can locate some defensive positions. You can locate structures, maybe underground, some tunnels, some places that stand out. All of that could be destroyed along with all these boats that serve as a protective perimeter around these islands. They're patrolling them all day long, going around and leaving from these ports. These ports, we see, should be destroyed to ensure, well, much better access to the Strait of Hormuz. Even so, we would still have the problem of the second line, which is Bandar Abbas. And the whole missile zone they have, which is not small. They have missile bases around here, hidden in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna check it out. In here, this whole area, with launchers. This is where the problem is. Mousavi has been in the place where we have said that Iran has been removing soil for 2 weeks. Pay attention to what you're about to see now. Listen up, everyone, 24,000 people. Please, your likes are super important. Also, leave your super chat to fight censorship. Here we show what's really happening. That's how it is. Let's take a look. We see missiles, Kaibar Sekam. They're mounting the warheads on them. We see Mousavi arriving at the facility, giving instructions about launch zones. And this is the scariest part. Solfagar missiles, Imad missiles, warheads, Shekam missiles, Kaibar Shekam. Missile launch vehicles, and a bunch of warheads and missile warheads ready to be launched. Also drones. We also see drones.
A lot of drones. A lot of launchers. Some for solid fuel, others for liquid fuel. They're already running on the missiles. They're repositioning their launchers. And we're starting from scratch. Qadir 110 missiles. Some images are from the 40-day war. Others are recent. They've been preparing. Iran has been preparing. For example, they have taken images. We know this from some videos I also have access to. These images are old. We're about to see this one, the next one. Hold on. This one is old. This one too. This one too. These are images that, well, they've kind of recycled a bit, but it's true that Mousavi has been at the facility. That's a fact. Some underground facilities remain intact. Looks like this is going to be back to square one. Iran is going to launch barrages again. They'll begin with a high number and then lower it. It'll be 3 or 4 missiles a day. First more, then less. It depends on who they eliminate. If it's Galibaf, they'll launch more. If it's Arachi, they'll launch less. Pezeshkian, who's out there saying he wants peace? Nobody pays attention to Pezeshkian. And that's what's happening. What now? They are totally prepared. Intelligence reports say that 60% of their missile capabilities are intact. Unbelievable. And what are they saying on American television? Let's see.
Guys, good morning. I just spoke with President Trump for about 20 minutes, and he told me if Iran does not sign this deal, the whole country is getting blown up. He went on to say that bridges and power plants will be targeted if Iran does not sign this agreement. The president told me that U.S. Special Envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are heading to Islamabad, Pakistan for meetings on Tuesday, possibly into Wednesday.
A meeting could take place in Pakistan between Tuesday and Wednesday, although Iran has said it will not send anyone.
Thanks, everyone. Good morning. I just spoke with President Trump.
And he just spoke with President Trump.
About 20 minutes, and he told me
For 20 minutes.
Iran does not sign this deal.
Iran does not sign this agreement.
The whole country is getting blown up.
They're going to blow up the whole country.
He went on to say that bridges and power plants
Plants, energy, and bridges.
be targeted if Iran does not sign this agreement.
If Iran doesn't sign the agreement.
The president told me that U.S. Special Envoy Jared Kushner
That special envoy Gerald Kushner, Steve Witkoff, and Witkoff.
are heading to Islamabad.
They're going to Islamabad now. Is Trump serious this time? Are we serious this time? What do you guys in the chat think? What do you think in the comments? Will there be an extension of the ceasefire, or is this going to be a different story? Another will come, then another, until the aircraft carrier arrives. The battle group arrives, and the aircraft carrier must be nearby. I'm giving you this as a... They've already sent the Gerald 4 into the Red Sea. The Houthis... The Houthis have said that if the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz continues by the United States of America, they're going to block
the Strait in the Red Sea. We leave the Persian Gulf. We cross the Arabian Peninsula. The Houthis say they'll shut this down. They're willing and plan to attack all nearby ships. Looks like the Houthis have some oil tankers nearby. How can that be? That after the destruction of the United States, they still have oil tankers. Wow, Nereida. We know Nereida. She was also in Venezuela. And now she's in the land of the Houthis. Nereida. Nereida, the previous name was Peter Paul. Nereida. 1998 A-bomb. It is sanctioned for trading Iranian oil. What a coincidence. Iran is keeping its oil tankers in Yemen, in the Bay of Judeida. They're all here. We hadn't seen this before. Let's check this one. Let's check Atlantis. What does Atlantis have? This ship too. Interesting. Israel can go there and destroy them. Israel can go the ship we saw earlier, Nereida, is 175 meters long. Let's move on to the next one. To Atlantis. Year 2000. 235 meters. Much bigger than the other one. 500,000 barrels. $47 million. It's also sanctioned by the United States and by Ukraine. Let's take a look at this one, Pizarro. Also pay attention. How does the operation work? You're going to see it now. You're going to be amazed. Flag of Botswana. Gas carrier. Here, 180 meters long. Also sanctioned. But it's still at sea. It's still out there. To base. 228 meters. $50 million. Sanctioned by the US, UK, EU, Canada, Australia, Switzerland, New Zealand, and Ukraine. Everyone here is sanctioned, everyone. All those ships. See how Houthi piracy operates? We had never shown this before. Let's go. Here. North of Al Hudaida. In the area we can see here. The oil tankers practically in Kajam. In Kajam, on the sand, on the beach. They grab some hoses, as you can see here, the ones you see here. They take them to the ship. They raise the little hose, and they start unloading it in such an unprofessional way, so ineffective. That oil is stored here. It's stored here. Then trucks arrive and start loading it, and they take it all over Yemen. They take it to refinery terminals, they take it to other facilities, and they distribute it to supply the Houthis. The Houthis then take care of reselling it to other countries like Sudan, countries across from them. And that's where the business is. The Houthis multi-million-dollar business. They arrive with their ships. Let's look at some archive footage. This is very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And it really highlights the whole Yemen issue. And the abilities these people have to survive. Because that's really what they do. They survive, they don't do anything else. The Houthis, as I keep saying, take little boats to that area. And they leave them stranded there until the storm passes and they can leave. Notice how these ones here are directly affected. If there was a satellite image, look, let's go look for one. Let's look for a nearby satellite image. And let's see. An image of that area. There we'll be able to see what the situation is right now. And what level are we at? Are we at risk with the Houthis? It seems, and I insist again, that the ships that hide or try to escape are getting stranded right there. April 14, 2026. Let's see what kind of trouble the Houthis are in right now. Updated image, day 14. Sorry about the clouds, there's nothing we can do. 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Seven ships. Wow, oh my. Look at all the ones here. The entire Ghost fleet is in there. 11. This is day 11. 11. Israel wanted to do a lot of damage to Iran and the Houthis. It could blow up more than 50 ships that are currently in here. Oh, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 20, 20 dividen 11. Bay. Logro di 3, 27, 28, 29, 29. You can still see them even with the clouds. Israel, make a Pearl Harbor for the Houthis. They're left without a fleet. All of them. These ships carry weapons, they carry everything, drug trafficking. It's terrible. It's really terrible. By the way, this has been anchored here for years. It's a ticking time bomb. And they decide not to empty it yet and use it as leverage in the Red Sea. things are getting. Bibi has cancelled tomorrow's statement. Bibi mañana has cancelled the statement in court. She said it was for reasons of national security. I don't think they're going to send anyone. I think they're going to bomb. I believe sending Kushner and Witkoff is just a strategy. And I think we might be facing with another surprise operation from Israel and the United States. That's how it works and has always worked. Now here are the images. Lebanon, the IDF. Lebanon, also known as the land of tunnels. Let's get those likes, family. A drone enters the tunnels, followed by the soldiers. But this isn't going to be shown on television. It won't be seen. The entire terrorist infrastructure. Anita Ortiz-Levy, thank you very much. Pino, thank you for your brave and consistent information. Blessings and don't give up. We're here with our President Milei, thank you. Bellaco Argentina, hello friends, greetings from Argentina. How can I apply to be a moderator? I'm a moderator on several channels. I'd like to do it here as well. Hux, Bellaco. He who takes on too much accomplishes little. Thanks for your offer, my friend. And for now, thank you for your super chat. We're good at moderators. The best way to collaborate is by liking, commenting, and joining this channel. Thank you, my friend. Dave, thank you very much. Carlos, you don't negotiate with terrorists. Argentina. Pegan, thank you very much. Greetings to America. Dev, again. Congratulations and strategies for your positive, productive, professional information. Thank you. A million thanks. A hug from California, Usarnia, Melies. Thank you so much, Marifan. I followed Milei since long before he was president. He has always defended Israel, a brave man who defends Judeo-Christian values. 100%. Trump should keep up the blockade and destroy bridges, the power grid, and rail lines. That harms Iran, the United States, the European Union, China, Hezbollah, and Russia, and negotiate over uranium with the Revolutionary Guard. Kalibaf has no say in it. He has no say in it. Sam, that's true. I agree with you. 100%, and the threat has to be neutralized. If Trump wants a chance, if he wants a chance in November, he has to take out Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela before July. If not, he should say goodbye to Congress and possibly the Senate. Arab, Cuban, and Latino votes will ultimately matter. 100% Jesus Maria Santiago. Thank you very much. Placido, there are elections in November. Midterm. Trump has to carry out a brilliant operation in Cuba, and he has to carry out a brilliant operation in Iran. He said he wouldn't call Cuba an operation of military action since it would be a walk in the park. Same old story and strategies, then he backs down. My God, Placido, I don't think that's it. I'll show you something. We see the political side, and we get mad at Donald Trump, and we lose our temper and all that, and that's fine too. It's part of the war. Ahora, the psychology of war is something very important. What you need to focus on is what you're about to see now. This, my friend. This is what matters. Look at the number of C-17 cargo planes that are right now heading to the area of operations. Look. The C-2 planes that have been at the Obda base in Israel. Look at the special operations planes, tanker planes. Look at it all together. And realize that the United States of America is getting ready to launch a new operation in Iran. That's what you have to see. Whatever Donald Trump says in public, he has to say it because he is the President of the United States. Y porque tiene tax And when Trump is telling you that he wants to negotiate, what he's really going to do is blow it up. Because they've been threatening the United States for many years. And because Donald Trump is not going to leave 3,000 Marines there to watch inside Iran, they don't enrich uranium. So what he's going to do is blow everything up at once. And the numbers are there, the planes are there. Just like I said with Venezuela, we don't realize it. The American military doctrine is to build up a lot of equipment and logistical support, and when everything is ready, boom, the attack is launched. And that's how it works, that's how things go, and that's how they're going to happen. Unless Iran says, this is as far as we go, we're stepping down, here's the uranium, go ahead, take whatever you want, and even set up a military base in there. That's why we sometimes don't understand. Estrategia, thank you for informing us. Thank you all. Areli, thank you very much. The flight situation is interesting right now. Thanks for those super chats against censorship. Agreement blockade, agreement blockade. Trump and his friends are partying and trading stocks. Yes, Carlos, they need money for a war and are also selling plenty of oil. Pakistan, China, Russia, Sanchez, Macron, Petro, and Simba are allies of Iran and oppose Trump. Israel shouldn't trust Pakistan, they're the Judas here. I don't think they trust them, Horacio. Thanks. I wouldn't trust a country where Osama bin Laden lived peacefully next to its main military academy. Sam Buendia, a truce with Iran and Hezbollah is the oxygen they need to rearm, 100%. China is helping Iran behind the back of the United States. Israel should also attack Hezbollah, 100%. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. We started as an electrician. They're going to cut off your electricity, an electrician in Iran. When this is over, you can go there because you're going to have a lot of work, Van Bernie. Thank you very much. Greetings, Alvaro. Thank you very much. Giselle, Bibi, and Trump. Can we finish them now? Can we finish them now? Calm down. Long life freedom. Damn it, says Pavel. Christ is coming. Get ready now. Donald Trump and his pride are responsible for Iran being prepared today. This man's ego is huge. Give him time. Samira, thank you so much, and thank you for retweeting all our shows on Twitter. I see it. Thank you so much, Samira, for your collaboration with the channel. Ruben, you don't negotiate with firefighters or leftists. Thanks to Estrategias Plácido Murillo. Thank you so much, my friend. Well, the community's perspective, I understand. I agree with many things, but there are also many things on which I totally disagree with Donald Trump in this administration. But I'll say something again that I already had made clear before. It's January when this happens, and Donald Trump cancels the attack because Bibi tells him, Donald, my friend, let's do it right. No punitive strike just because they massacred 45,000 people. We've decided to destroy the regime, and we'll stick with that choice until the end. And I don't think they're going to back down. I don't think Trump is the kind of person who backs down. In fact, Bibi would be more likely to back down than Trump. And you're going to ask me, why do you say that? All of Bibi's supporters, you're going to come at me, right? No. When Donald Trump killed Qasem Soleimani in Iraq, Iran attacked a United States military base with ballistic missiles, and Trump was about to launch a massive attack against Iran and completely decapitate its leadership. Bibi stopped him. They were working together. At first, Bibi told him yes, and then at the last minute, he said no, that they weren't ready. Something similar happened in January. Trump was going to strike Iran with what he had at that moment, which wasn't enough. Launch a punitive operation, and Bibi tells him, no, stop. Let's do it right. Let's set up our air defense batteries. Let's set up our radars. Let's help Saudi Arabia, all these countries, so they can defend themselves. Let's make a mega coalition against Iran, and we're going to crush them. And Trump says, well, that works for me. the fact that day after day we keep seeing these aircraft movements, I'm going to do a playback. Since Friday began, let's do a quick replay. While we're watching this, 7. And you're going to realize all this you're seeing is 24/7. Every day that passes, the United States accumulates more material, more missiles, more weapon systems, more aircraft. Llegando. I think it's clear. Look there at how all the cargo planes are moving. They're all arriving, passing by, arriving. It's non-stop. That's good news because it means that the attack that's launched is going to be very strong. If we notice little plane movement, we could assume they weren't going to attack. What's already there will be kept in place and they'll continue using it. Todo. They'll keep it there until an agreement is signed, and once it is, they'll take everything away. There will be cargo flights then to take out all the material that has been used there, take it to the United States, and perform maintenance on it. But that's not the case we're seeing here. In this image, take a look. They are tanker planes carrying C-5, Galaxy, and C-17 planes. We see AWACS planes that are patrolling, identifying new targets, and intercepting any kind of threat. Did the AWACS just disappear over there? That was on the 17th. And we see that there is frantic activity at this moment. That diplomacy is going down a different path, whether it ends up signing or not, or whatever it wants to do. Iran, that's fine with me. But as long as they hand over the uranium, shut down the centrifuges, the nuclear plants, and the missile program. And seeing the video we just watched, Bibi is probably going to send him this. And Tron has already seen the video of Mousavi inside the tunnel loading missiles. This doesn't put the United States of America at ease. This doesn't put the United States of America at ease. It doesn't put Israel at ease. It doesn't put anyone at ease. It's obvious that this battle is going to continue. We can make mistakes too, and that's not a bad thing. But the numbers, the circumstances, and the developments unfolding right now in the Middle East clearly indicate that this kind of operation is going to take place. Against Iran, I would like to know your opinions in the chat. What are you thinking? Even if we're angry about the ceasefire can be broken at any moment. A ceasefire can be lifted at any moment. And start blowing things up again. Hezbollah, Iran, the Houthis, and anyone else who comes from anywhere. That can be done. That's why it's a ceasefire. It's not a signed peace. It's not a peace agreement. It can be broken. And here we're talking about a ceasefire. Speaking of what's been going on in Syria, what really happened there? We talked about this at the beginning. We have to see it. Al-Julani, Ahmed al-Shara's soldiers, disfrazados de francotiradores por ahí, con cohetes. Cohetes fabricados en el año 2015 de 107 milímetros, de alto explosivo. Algunos son más antiguos, están peor conservados, otros están mejor conservados. Mira, disfrazados ahí de operador lechuga. Y esto que vemos aquí son los temporizadores de lanzamiento. ¿De acuerdo? Se utiliza guantes para no dejar huellas en este material. Ese temporizador que vemos por ahí. And it really draws a lot of attention. Hay células de Hezbollah operando dentro de Siria. Cuidado, también podría ser una puesta en escena de Siria, que ahora quiere un acuerdo de seguridad con Israel o quiere rebajar las tensiones con Israel. También podría ser una puesta en escena. No hay nada que no indique que no pueda ser. Aunque el material sí parece que es real, hay cable para el sistema de lanzamiento. Esto parece ser que iba a ser inminente, con lo cual, si hay un alto fuego con Hezbollah, A lo mejor se están preparando. Posiblemente se están preparando para ese lanzamiento en cuanto empiecen las hostilidades de nuevo, que puede pasar en cualquier momento, esta noche mismo. Así que nadie le sorprenda. ¿Qué cosas, eh? What things are we seeing? What things do we still have left to see? By the way, we did a show about the missing and murdered scientists. And now there are 12, not 10, there are 12, and there's a statement from the FBI, but we'll see that later on. Hey, Rama. So, family, we're leaving now. Let's see who we raid, and I'll see you in the next show. Here at Military Strategies, we're going to do a raid, quote unquote, send a greeting in the chat on behalf of Military Strategies. And let's see what they're telling us, Fina. See you in the next show. Take care.